Hi, everyone. Welcome to Three Questions with Andrew. I'm really excited for our guest today. It is Josh, the non-alcoholic, as he's popularly known on social channels. Sir, it is good to see you.
So nice to see you as well, Andrew. Looking forward to this.
Absolutely. You know what? We jump right in. And so we'll start with question number one. And
Let's
that
go.
question is, when you think about all of your time spent in this, non-alcoholic space, this mindful drinking space, whatever we decide to call it any given day, right? Many years of experience on your side, what have you seen sort of change and something that you think would be different or you'd predict about 2025, either in terms of just socially, brand side, right? You have both off and on premise under your belt as well. Just kind of speak to that, some things you've seen and things you think are going to happen in 2025.
One of the biggest things I've seen shift, been doing this a little over 4 years, and this year was when there was mass awareness and the stigma behind not drinking alcohol went away a lot. That I was really looking forward to. And since it's a household subject, I would say it's really been socially acceptable to make that decision. And once you have that kind of awareness, then it's like there's more wellness in the world, and
Mm.
that's something that's being celebrated and supported. And as a beverage geek that has tried to drink as many things as I could in the last 22 years, it's really, really neat to see the progression of the whole sport, where the beverages we knew were going to get better and they have. So that's really important to me because I'm on this earth to let people know like what just happened, what is freaking delicious, and what it means for the way that we get together, socialize, and connect.
Yeah, I love it. I'm always thankful for discerning palates like yours and more wellness in the world being a good thing. I love the way you said that. Totally agree. All right, question number two. If you think back, right, to transitioning to starting to try all these right non-alcoholic options, learning more about them, sharing about them, just your overall journey, right? Let's broaden it a little bit. What's been something that sort of has been a pleasant surprise that maybe you didn't expect to see coming? You weren't looking to get it out of right how you sort of right live your life, if you will. That is something you enjoy now about it.
Yeah, so I drank a lot and then I took a year off drinking. That was essentially 2020. And
Okay.
then I got to really experience how my brain and body um, was different in that healing process. So that first year was really cool for that. And then I always felt like I was destined or meant to do something great and wonderful. And who would have thought it would have been who would have thought it would have been in the non-alcoholic beverage industry and what it's come to today, where it's like the fabric of society has shifted and I get to be a part of it. So that absolutely is a great and wonderful thing that came along from deciding to take alcohol out of my life. But then I brought alcohol back into my life about 2.5 years later, and I can't wait to tell more of that story in hopes that it helps others. And what I experienced there was going back to going back to drinking again, and then how that went down over a year and a half, and then stopping again, and then really seeing the difference between how I show up every day, and a massive difference if I give myself permission to drink or if I don't give myself permission to drink. They're very, very different lives. And I would definitely, definitely choose the one that is like waking up in the morning, like, let's go. Let's see how many things I can accomplish today, as opposed to the other one, which is like, ah, I hate myself and my life. And why am I such a horrible person? So it's those are the big, huge, and very obvious advantages to making these decisions and getting to be a part of something much bigger than myself feels so good.
Yeah, I agree. We're in this unique point in time, and I kind of wonder every now and then, like, once we get right at a decade of this, like, how is it going to be like written about on the Wikipedia page, right? What was this shift of these new products entering the world, this mindfulness about alcohol consumption, or just overall, right, health, as you said earlier. I don't know. I think it's exciting. It's, I didn't feel like at any other point in time in my life did I have this. Oh, I'm at this unique juncture with something I'm invested in, and so that for me is like a fuel. And I know you're in the thick of it too. And then I also like what you said about right. Everyone's journey is unique, and others had kind of spoke about it in that you almost had this little lab test on yourself, right? The year off the back, and then again. I admire that. I like that about your journey, because I think it just talks to like and it's probably right in why you like to try and try a lot of different things and be out there. To me, it just speaks to this like curiosity that I think is so important for this movement, if you will. I don't really ever call it that, but I couldn't think of a better word. I love like when I'm doing tastings and things like that, and I think the whiskey drinker comes up and they're like, in a whiskey, explicative, da da da. I'm like, hey, let's just try it, right? That's all I'm asking here. Just try it in this cocktail. Let me tell you a little bit about it while you're sipping on it, and then just tell me what you think. And inevitably, right, that curiosity either leads to, hey, not for me, but I get what you're doing. I think it's cool. Or, hey, yeah, I could see how I could integrate this into my life. Or, hey, not for me at all, but I know somebody who this would be really cool for. And so I think that vein of curiosity that runs through on my side, right, on the brand side, I think on your side from the advocacy place, and then also about your personal journey, that theme of curiosity, I think, is real important.
I love that you bring up curiosity because it is one of the main frequency that fills the room when you have a non-alcoholic beverage focused space. And I would love for the whole world to see that because people coming into my Ocean Beach Cafe are visibly excited. Maybe they saw us on the news or they read another article about us and they're walking in with this like, oh my God, like I'm here. This is, oh my, look, look at all those bottles. They're so cool looking and like, and they're coming in with the most basic questions, just like real beginning, like non-alcoholic wine, is that grape juice? Like that's where we're at with the education of this thing that people are so interested in. They're so curious about. And then you get curiosity satisfied. And it's like, here, try some. And they're like, oh my goodness, it's delicious. That's filling the room. And nobody really thinks about this because this hasn't happened before, but I would love for people to know that the looks on people's faces and the vibe in the room of a space that has all these really cool beverages is it's so cool. Nobody's leaving like, oh, that was boring because it didn't have any alcohol in it. Everybody is leaving there with their minds blown, curiosity satisfied, and I'd love for people to see that.
The cool factor on our side. All right, third question. This one's a bit of a grab bag. We're going to go in a lighthearted direction here. It's meant just for those of us who maybe are getting to know you for the first time, who are going to watch this video in general. Something that allows us to get to know you just a little bit better. So some choices, and you can even jump on something I don't mention if you want to. Like a favorite karaoke song, weird food combination, word you can never pronounce right, hidden talent, just something that allows us to get to know you a little bit.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Oh, this is a first. He has left the screen. I have no idea what he's going to bring back.
At first I was afraid, I was petrified, kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. I like to play the ukulele and write songs, and I also surf, and those are really fun things for me to do, although I don't get to do them too often, but I would love to do them more. And I lived in Hawaii for 20 years, and yeah, I really wish I made more time to write more songs.
Awesome. Love that. I didn't know. I know there was something musical about you. I didn't know it was the ukulele. Awesome. Well, Josh, thanks for being with me today, man. It's always good to see you, hear your thoughts. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for making this happen. This is fun. Let's do this more.
Yeah, let's do it more. Thanks, everybody.
Yee-hee.